All right, so last time, I think we were just about the last stanza, where I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So, at the end, the speaker is telling us that he picked one. He picked the one he thought was less traveled, and that's made all the difference for him. So we kind of talked about what the poem means in terms of summarization, but do you really think this poem is about paths in a wood? I don't think so. I think it's a metaphor, and what Robert Frost is telling us is that in life there are decisions we have to make. We come to a point where there's two options that we have to weigh, and we have to decide which one's better, which one's worse, what are the differences. And in the case of Robert Frost's poem, both paths are equally beautiful. There's not one better and not one worse. There's not like there's one that's really dark and death and fangs and blood, and the other one's rainbows and ponies. And they're both really good options. And so when we think about choices we make in life, like maybe your best friend's birthday party or going on vacation with grandma, they're not bad. They're equal, and both can be really fun and have a lot of good potential there. What do you pick? You have to pick one. You can't do both at the same time. So you choose to go on vacation with grandma, and you have a great time. And, and maybe something happens on that trip, and one way leads on to another way, as it says in the poem, way leads on to way. One thing goes on to another, and you might not be able to ever get back to that original spot, that original place. And so you're still dealing with those decisions. So in terms of it being a metaphor, I think it works really well talking about our lives where we make decisions and we have to do the best we can given the circumstances in that moment. But see right there, way leads on to way. And I doubt that I should ever come back. Well, we'll probably never get back to that original situation. You can't ever get back to that same spot and have everything be perfectly the same way. You don't get to do two choices. I like to think of it as a choose-your-own-adventure book. I don't even know if people read them anymore. I asked my class the other day and no one knew what I was talking about. But choose-your-own-adventure, I used to choose one way and then go back and choose the other way and go back and, try and figure out all the different paths. And that's just not how life works. But I think he has a very optimistic tone, especially at the end. He says, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That's his life. That's where he's at. And there's satisfaction in that. And that's, so I think that's what the poem is trying to tell us. So as we work on these poetry analysis, one thing I'm going to ask you to do is summarize it, just like I just did now, where you read over the poem and what is it saying? And then take a look at it again and say, what is it meaning? So we could do a lot more with this poetry analysis. We could look at the A-B, A-A-B rhyme scheme and talk about that a little bit. But I think that covers our basics. So it's a great poem. It's a very popular poem. It's a pretty famous poem. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. All right. See you later.